In December of 2005, while attempting to capitalize on the zombie craze that had gripped the United States and most of the world, Marvel produced a 5-issue limited series depicting popular Marvel characters as zombies and the chaos that would ensue as a result of their transformation. What's going on, guys? This is Rob, and today we're going to be talking about Marvel Zombies.
I just wanna get loose when the beat drops.
I've done it a bunch of times, man. She's totally just not.
Look at that thing!
Dude, she's hot.
No,
Look at
your
that.
turn.
Come on, man.
Both of us
Seriously,
were in
no,
that.
it's cool.
All right, you know what?
See,
Yeah.
that's the spirit.
There you go.
keep going.
Just walk up
Come
to her.
on.
Walk up to her. Come on, hit her on the head, knock her out. It's great for there, baby. Yes. Dude, look at those melons, man. Come on. Are you
see
see
that?
Look at that. She is so hot. She's the hottest girl in school. There you go. There you go. Come on, man. Use some of those wrestling skills, baby. Yeah, that's it. That is awesome. Yes, that's awesome. Yes.
So the zombie craze is really kind of one of these funny things that no one can really cite the origin to, but everybody knows how big it is. There really isn't a time at which we could point our finger to and say this is when zombies became popular. It was just one of those things that kind of progressed on its own as time went by. I guess if we had to pick a particular date, we could probably go back and say that it was when George A. Romero wrote and directed The Night of the Living Dead, which was the 1960s version, I think. I don't remember the exact date of the film. But at this point, it was really kind of a total change, a total 180 from the way we had previously seen zombies depicted in popular media, in pop culture. Zombies prior to the Night of the Living Dead film were usually depicted as the result of voodoo rituals. That is to say that a person was kind of taken in by a voodoo priest or a voodoo priestess, and they were put under a spell of sorts that kind of put them in a comatose or zombified state. This was the kind of turning point. This was the one different thing in the Night of the Living Dead that changed everything. And from there, it really just kind of spun out into a multi-billion-dollar industry of its own. We've seen zombies depicted in a multitude of different ways, and we've seen a multitude of sequels. We've seen Dawn of the Dead and Day of the Dead, Land of the Dead, the Max Brooks novel World War Z, which to this day I still say is one of the greatest zombie stories ever told. There is a great big huge culture that revolves around zombies, and so it makes sense that somewhere along the line Marvel would kind of dip their toe in the water and see what they could do with regards to zombies. Now, the way that Marvel did zombies was really, really interesting. That in and of itself was kind of a breakaway from tradition. When you go and look at various forms of zombies, or the different incarnations of zombies, what you see are these non-thinking, flesh-eating machines. That's basically all they do. The zombies are incapable of rational thought. They're incapable of doing anything other than walking around, consuming flesh, and then going and consuming more flesh. That's all they do. That's all they want to do. It's all they're capable of doing. With Marvel zombies, the Marvel characters, for the most part, retain all their personality. They're capable of thought. They're capable of speaking. They have arguments among each other, and they have disagreements, and they agree, and they team up, and different things like that. The only difference here is that they are now driven to consume flesh. So when the 5-issue limited series starts off, it really starts off with Magneto as the last man standing. And it takes place in an alternate Marvel reality. It doesn't take place in our Earth 616 reality. I think it's called the Earth 2149 reality, but I'm not going to swear to that. But at this point, we don't know what caused the zombie outbreak in this reality. All we know is that at some point along the line, some unknown superhero showed up in this alternate Earth 2149 universe and started turning people into zombies. Now, in the backstories, we learned that this person was actually Ash Williams. And for those of you guys who don't know, Ash Williams is the main star, the main protagonist in the Evil Dead series. And the Evil Dead series, or the Army of Darkness, as it was at this point in time, was a series that was wildly popular among fans, and still remains to this day. It's a bad film in terms of the film itself, but it is one that is quotable by anyone who loves it because it's a cult classic. At this point, Dynamite Entertainment, which was and still is a comic book publishing company that publishes comics based on popular tales, popular characters like RoboCop and Terminator, at this point they were publishing limited issues on the Army of Darkness. And so Dynamite Entertainment and Marvel got together and they created a backstory. And the backstory was that at some point along the line, Ash Williams was fighting the Deadites, and he was essentially killed. And as a result, he was transported to this alternate Marvel dimension, where he tried to warn the Avengers, which at the time consisted of Hawkeye, Colonel America, who was the alternate version of Captain America in this timeline, Iron Man, Spider-Man, Luke Cage, Wolverine, Giant Man. He had tried to warn them of the impending danger of the Deadites who were going to invade the Earth and essentially turn everybody into zombies. But they, of course, ignored him. His story sounded preposterous. As time progresses, the Sentry, who is the first superhero to be converted into a zombie, begins infecting virtually everybody else. And as a result, the entire planet just kind of spurs out of control into a zombie apocalypse. Now, for the most part, this really kind of goes back and re-edits the history of Marvel Comics. Not in the sense that everybody gets new origin stories, but with this being an alternate dimension, Marvel kind of had a blank slate. And so this story really kind of takes place around the time that the Fantastic Four came into contact with Silver Surfer and Galactus. Now, the Silver Surfer shows up as a herald to announce the coming of Galactus, and he is almost immediately consumed by the Marvel zombies. And of course, because he is consumed by the Marvel zombies now contain a portion of the power cosmic. Really, the whole of Silver Surfer's power is distributed among all of them, so they are a fraction as strong as he was. But the fact remains is that they are far stronger than they were before, and they use their abilities with the power cosmic to really kind of run rampant throughout the planet Earth and pretty much destroy virtually all the other zombies and consume everybody they can. Eventually Galactus shows up, and then they consume Galactus, and they use Galactus's power to spread throughout the galaxy. And with this five limited series, or I guess with this backstory, we don't really know what all takes place. From there are a series of one-shots. There are a series of 3-4 issue follow-ups that conclude the zombie stories. But suffice it to say, it is one of these Marvel tales that is just really fun to read, because there's no political analogies, there are no philosophical allegories. It's not as though zombies represent death and humanity's inability to escape death or something like that. It's just a really fun story to read, and it's a really good breakaway from the monotony of what can be the preachy nature of a lot of the Marvel storylines that take place today. So, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and bring this video to an end. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will catch you guys later. Peace.